Hello students, welcome to the lecture on covalent bonding, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the molecules and bonding, explain the molecular compounds, describe the molecular formula, explain the nature of covalent bond, understand the octet rule, understand the single covalent bond, double and triple bond, understand the coordinates covalent bond, explain the bond dissociation energy, describe the resonance, explain the bonding theories. Let us start with what bonding is. Bonding between nonmetal consists of two electrons shared between two atoms. In covalent bonding, the two electrons shared by the atoms are attracted to the nucleus of both atoms. Neither atom completely loses or gains electron as in ionic bonding. There are two types of covalent bonding: nonpolar bonding with an equal sharing of electrons, polar bonding with an unequal sharing of electrons.
The molecule hydrogen chloride is formed by sharing a pair of electrons between a hydrogen atom and a chlorine atom. Hydrogen has 1 electron in the valence shell, while chlorine has 7 electrons in the valence shell. Chlorine being more electronegative than hydrogen, the shared electrons are pulled closer towards chlorine. As a result, the chlorine atom gets a small negative charge represented as delta negative, and the hydrogen atom gets a small positive charge represented as delta positive.
The number of shared electrons depend on the number of electrons needed to complete the octet. Nonpolar bonding results when two identical nonmetals equally shared electrons between them. One well-known exception to the identical atom rule is the combination of carbon and hydrogen in all organic compounds. Hydrogen, the simplest nonpolar covalent molecule, is hydrogen. Each hydrogen atom has 1 electron and needs 2 to complete its first energy level. Since both hydrogen atoms are identical, neither atom will be able to dominate in the control of the electrons. The electrons are therefore shared equally. The octet for hydrogen is only 2 electrons since the nearest rare gas is He. The diatomic molecule is formed because individual hydrogen atoms containing only a single electron are unstable. Since both atoms are identical, a complete transfer of electrons as in ionic bonding is impossible. Instead, the two hydrogen atoms share both electrons equally. Polar bonding results when two different nonmetals unequally share electrons between them. One well-known exception to the identical atom rule is a combination of carbon and hydrogen in all organic compounds. Hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride forms a polar covalent molecule. The graphic shows that chlorine has 7 electrons in the outer shell. Hydrogen has 1 electron in its outer energy shell. Since 8 electrons are needed for an octet, they share the electrons. However, chlorine gets an unequal share of the 2 electrons. Although the electrons are still shared, the sharing is unequal. The electrons spend more of the time closer to chlorine. As a result, the chlorine acquires a partial negative charge. At the same time, since hydrogen loses the electron most but not all of the time, it acquires a partial charge. The partial charge is denoted with a small Greek symbol for delta. Based on different relationship between elements, there are different types of bonds. When metals and nonmetals join, the bond type is ionic. An electron from one element is transferred to the outer electron level or valence of another element. The compounds formed in this way are ions rather than molecules because the bonded atoms change their amounts of electrons and thus become electrically unbalanced. When compounds are formed, the identity of the atoms, which is associated with the number of protons in the nucleus, does not change. For example, oxygen atoms are still oxygen atoms, whether they are part of oxygen gas molecules, water molecules, carbon dioxide molecules, and so on, because the number of portion is unchanged. An ionic bond forms when the outermost electrons are transferred from one atom to another. One atom loses 1 or more electrons and another atom gains these electrons. Sodium metal is a soft, shiny and very reactive metal that is stored under kerosene to keep it from reacting with the oxygen in the air. Sodium atoms have only 1 electron at the highest energy level and would be more stable if they got rid of this electron. Often, the outermost electrons of an atom are shared with the outermost electrons of another atom. Electrons move around the nucleus of an atom at very high speeds, and when electrons are shared between two atoms, the nucleus moves so close together that the shared electrons spend part of their time near both nuclei simultaneously. The sharing of electrons by the nuclei of two atoms simultaneously is the glue that is holding them together within the molecule. This type of bond is called a covalent bond. Electrons that are shared can be contributed by either or both atoms involved in the bond formation. Molecular compounds or covalent compounds are those in which the elements share electrons via covalent bonds. The only type of molecular compound a chemistry student is expected to be able to name is a binary covalent compound. This is a covalent compound made up of only two different elements. Sulfur dioxide is an example of an molecular or covalent compound. Identifying molecular compounds. Molecular compounds contain two or more nonmetals, not the ammonium ion. Usually it can recognize dealing with a molecular compound because the first element in the compound name is a nonmetal. Some molecular compounds contain hydrogen, but if you see a compound which starts with H, we can assume it is an acid and not a molecular compound. Compounds consisting only of carbon with hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons have their own special nomenclature, so they are treated differently from other molecular compounds. Writing formulas for covalent compounds. Certain rules apply to the way names of covalent compounds are written. The more electropositive element further left on the periodic table is listed before the more electronegative element further right on the periodic table. The second element is given an ideal ending. Prefixes are used to denote how many atoms of each element are present in the compound. Prefixes and molecular compound names. Nonmetals may combine in a variety of ratios, so it is important that the name of a molecular compound indicates how many atoms of each type of element are present in the compound. This is accomplished using prefixes. If there is only one atom of the first element, no prefix is used. It is customary to prefix the name of one atom of the second element with mono. For example, CO is named carbon monoxide rather than carbon oxide. Example of covalent compound names: SO2, sulfur dioxide, SF6, sulfur hexafluoride, CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, NL3, nitrogen triiodide. Writing the formula from the name. We can write the formula for a covalent compound from its name by writing the symbols for the first and second element and translating the prefixes into subscript. For example, xenon hexafluoride would be written XF6. It is common to confuse ionic compounds and covalent compounds and then have trouble trying to write formulae from the compounds' names. Memorizing common names of covalent compounds. Some covalent compounds have common names. For example, H2O is called water and not dihydrogen monoxide. Here is a list of important common names. H2O is water, O3 is ozone, NH3 is ammonia, NO is nitric oxide, and NO2 is nitrous oxide. Although structural formulas are essential to the unique description of organic compounds, it is interesting and instructive to evaluate the information that may be obtained from a molecular formula alone. 3 useful rules may be listed. The number of hydrogen atoms that can be bonded to a given number of carbon atoms is limited by the valence of carbon. For compounds of carbon and hydrogen, hydrocarbons, the maximum number of hydrogen atoms that can be bonded to and carbons is 2n plus 2. N is an integer. In the case of methane, CH4, n is equal to 1 and 2n plus 2 is equal to 4. For stable organic compounds, the total number of odd minus a valence atom is even. Thus, when even valence atoms such as carbon and oxygen are bonded together in any number and in any manner, the number of remaining unoccupied bonding sites must be even. If these sites are occupied by univalent atoms such as H, F, Cl and so on, the total number will necessarily be even. Nitrogen is also an odd valence atom. 3, and if it occupies a bonding site on carbon, it adds 2 additional bonding sites, thus maintaining the even or odd parity. The number of hydrogen atoms in stable compounds of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen reflects the number of double bond and rings in their structural formulas. Covalent bonding occurs when atoms do not give up electrons or accept electrons as readily as sodium does in combining with chloride. Instead, a tug of war for electrons takes place between atoms, ending more or less in a standoff. Covalent bonding is when atoms share electrons to form a different kind of bond. Bonding theory. Atoms are unstable unless they have fully occupied outer shells of electrons. We know from observation and inference that atoms bond together to make larger structures. Covalent bonding usually occurs between non-metal atoms. They attain a full outer shell of electrons by sharing electrons. However, there are exceptions. Covalent bonding happens when non-metal atoms combine. Electron pairs are shared to give a full outer shell of valence electrons to each atom. The final units are molecules of atoms joined together by shared pairs of electrons. Dative covalent bonds. Usually, the two atoms involved in a covalent bond provide 1 electron each to make the pair. However, occasionally, both of the electrons come from one of the atoms. In this case, the bond is said to be dative covalent. The fact that an electron pair is dative has no influence on the final structure. In ozone, the central oxygen atom is bonded to one of the other oxygen atoms by a dative covalent bond, blue pair. Double bonds. Double bonds consist of 2 shared pairs of electrons between the bonded atoms. The 2 single bonds are actually different in character and are given names to differentiate those. Sigma and pi bonds. A double bond always consists of 1 sigma and 1 pi bond. Electron deficient molecules. There are exceptions to the octet rule, such as NO and NO2, in which the nitrogen atom does not have a full outer shell. The molecule is said to be electron deficient as it is missing an electron. Nitrogen 4 oxide has only 7 electrons in its outer shell. It is electron deficient. Molecules such as this are usually very reactive. Electron deficient molecules can be identified by counting up all of the available valence electrons. If they add up to an odd number, then there must be 1 electron left over somewhere as an unshared single electron. In the case of the nitrogen 4 oxide molecule, the formula is NO2. Nitrogen is from group 5 and has 5 valence electrons. Oxygen is from group 6 and has 6 valence electrons. Total valence electrons equal to 5 plus 6 is equal to 17. This is an odd number, so there has to be an unpaired electron somewhere. Bond strength. The strength of the bond depends very much on the atoms being bonded. However, carbon forms single, double and triple bonds with other carbon atoms, and we can use this to determine the relative strength of these bonds. Bond length. Single bonds use 1 pair of electrons to hold atoms together. Greater force of attraction between the electron pairs and the 2 nuclei draw the atoms closer together, reducing the bond length. Noble gas valence electron configuration. The idea that the noble gas configuration is a particularly favorable one which can be achieved through formation of electron pair bonds with other atoms is known as the octet rule. Noble gas configuration, in this case that of neon S2P6, is achieved when 2 fluorine atoms S2P5 are able to share an electron pair, which becomes the covalent bond. Notice that only the outer valence shell electrons are involved. Scope of the octet rule. For the lightest atoms, the octet rule must be modified since the noble gas configuration will be that of helium, which is simply S2 rather than S2P6. Thus we write LiH as Li is to H, where the electrons represented by the 2 dots come from the 2s orbital of lithium and the 1s orbital of hydrogen. The octet rule applies quite well to the first full row of the periodic table Li through F, But beyond this, it is generally applicable only to the non-transition elements, and even in many of these, it cannot explain many of the bonding patterns that are observed. The principal difficulty is that a central atom that is bonded to more than 4 peripheral atoms must have more than 8 electrons around it if each bond is assumed to consist of an electron pair. In these cases, we hedge the rule a bit and euphemistically refer to the larger number of electrons as an expanded octet. Lewis electron dot formulas. Bonding and non-bonding electrons. Lone pairs in many molecules. Not all of the electron pairs comprising the octet are shared between atoms. The unshared electron pairs are often called lone pairs. Although lone pairs are not directly involved in bond formation, they should always be shown in Lewis formulas. We will see later that they have an important role to play in determining the shape of the molecule. Multiple bonds. If one pair of electrons shared between 2 atoms constitute a chemical bond, it seems logical that 2 or 3 pairs could be shared to produce double and triple bonds. Such formulation appear quite naturally when the octet rule is applied to elements such as C, O, S and N. Expanded octets. Some of the third period elements Si, P, S and Cl can bond to more than 4 atoms and thus need to involve more than 4 pairs of electrons available in an S2 P6 octet. This is possible because at n equal to 3, an additional set of d orbitals can exist. Although their energies are higher, ordinarily higher than the 4 s orbitals, they can participate in the valence shells of these atoms. Drawing electron dot structure is easiest if we follow the simple steps that are outlined using hydroxylamine NH20H as an example. Write out a simple structural diagram of the molecule in order to clearly show which atom is connected to which. If we are not sure of the bond connectivity, the structure of other similar molecules can often provide a useful clue. Thus, if we know that ammonia NH3 has nitrogen as its central atom, then we might recognize that hydroxylamine is just a derivative of ammonia in which one of the hydrogen has been replaced with a hydroxyl group. It is also useful to know that the atoms hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen are commonly connected to 1, 3 and 2 other atoms respectively. The simple molecules for which electron dot structures are drawn can often be thought of as consisting of one or more central atoms to which other atoms are attached. Draw electron dot structure of the individual atoms in the molecule. Bring the atoms together in a way that places 8 electrons around each atom wherever possible. Of the 14 valence electrons, 8 are needed to form the 4 covalent bonds in hydroxylamine, leaving 6 to be distributed as lone pairs. Placing these on the nitrogen and oxygen atoms as shown yields a structure conforming to the octet rule. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Bonding between non-metals consists of 2 electrons shared between 2 atoms. In covalent bonding, the 2 electrons shared by the atoms are attracted to the nucleus of both atoms. Molecular compounds are those in which the elements share electrons via covalent bonds. It is important that the name of a molecular compound indicates how many atoms of each type of element are present in the compound. We can write the formula for a covalent compound from its name by writing the symbols for the first and second element and translating the prefixes into subscript. The idea that the noble gas configuration is a particularly favorable one which can be achieved through formation of electron pair bonds with other atoms is known as the octet rule. A coordinate covalent bond is a covalent bond in which both electrons of a shared pair come from one of the 2 atoms involved in the bond. Resonance is another kind of bond that exists between atoms. In resonance, the bond that holds the compound is shared between more than 2 atoms.